everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dreamers Game 1, where we are playing Yomi. This is turn 85. No, 81. Like, there's lightning and thunder going on. I don't think my mic will pick it up, but it's storming like hell. Anyways, let's jump into this turn, shall we? We have a bit of site searching going on. We've got an Auspex, Perspex, Voice of Apsu, Dark Knowledge, Augury, Gnome Lore, Auspex, etc. Arcane Probing, all finding nothing, because everything's basically been site searched, and this is a big waste. We did, however, get plus 30 Blood Slaves, so there's that. We'll take it. We've got some battles. Oh, this is the observer, isn't it? That has not always been there, has that? Am I going crazy here? Has that always been there? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I gotta move the thing away. Anyways, we've got some battles. We have taking control of God's Tomb Mountains. We have had a battle in Kolar Megger. See how this goes. We've got a couple of Dione and just a small amount of barbarians. They're going to go up against some undead and then get flanked by Dione. Probably aren't even actually going to be able to make it. Nope, did not get to make it. Alright, done and done. So we win in Kolar Megger. We also attack in Zox. We've got a small amount of Bakamona show, and this is actually a fair little amount of PD, probably closer to like 15 or so. I don't think quite 20, but wait, did it get a second? Yeah, so this is 20, because this has a second leader, so probably not going to be a win here. These Bakamona are getting chewed up by javelins. In hindsight, sending a 40 stack against potential PD of javelins was not a sound plan, so we lose there. And we take control of Urfel. So, oh yeah, we got another battle to watch. Ubar versus Helheim. It's our friendly neighborhood Shaitan with... Actually, I think this is like the 5th different one that we've seen. Lifelong Protection and Ring of Returning. This is actually quite a few things here, though. Ooh. Life for a life. Did that get the snipe is the question. So, 26 HP. Was this a kill or was this a return? It was a return. Okay. 26 did 22, so not enough to kill Ubar. But that is a great way to counter this type of rating. Throw up a Vampire Lord, put a simple life for life out, and yeah, that'll either kill or pop the Shaitan. Pop being like send back, so. Alright, very interesting. We got battles versus Urmor, 3 wins and 1 loss. I say battles, but you know what I mean. Provinces secured. We've got some events. Unexpected event, rebirth event in Hinwood. A witch was drowned in the well of a village in Sulfuria. And afterwards, the water started glowing in the moonlight, distilled into a large quantity of gems. 13 water gems. That is a large quantity of gems. And then in the White Forest, heavy autumn rains caused a landslide, revealing a buried cache of magic gems. So we ended up this turn with a bunch of miscellaneous magic gems, fire +1, air +3, water +13, earth +3, astral +3, death +4, and nature +1. So that's pretty nice. Happy to have that kind of bounty. God's Tomb, unharmed. Jan Keep, unharmed. So, let's take a look at what we're doing. Nothing especially interesting from a movement perspective is happening over in the Heartlands. We are potentially looking. We're moving Eric Lilum down from Lama down into Mulaton. Potentially looking at the concept of doing another blood hunting province here in Mulaton. Since there is already a lab here, that means we will not have to put up a new one ourselves. So, probably going to make that happen, Captain. Other than that, in the Hinnom territory, again, just moving things around as we have been. And then in Ermor, things are actually happening to a more specific situation. So, Jan Keep, we are moving Ray Moria. We're moving this stack of units onto Jan Keep. This has 606 siege strength here. That is partially because of the high unrest. We are not going to have as much siege strength when we get to Jan Keep. Jan Keep does have a wall integrity of 500, so there is the possibility that we will not crack Jan Keep in a single turn. We'll see how it goes. We're moving Akeno down to threaten Ermor, and we had Manabu over here that was going to pick up these forces, but we're actually going to send out our newly summoned Shura that has some magic resistance to pick them up, because Manabu is actually going to go over to Kolar Megar. We've been talking about this for several turns now, this idea of, we are making a high commitment, expensive attack that could get intercepted by these Ether Warriors and just get chewed up, right? So, having realized that's not a good idea, let's not do that, right? I have launched. I have a little trap here that I'm setting up, and I probably should have boosted the defense of this area. This actually would have been a good province to do this in because it has barbarians. But we're going to kind of rely on just what we're pulling in. And what we're pulling in is a bunch of Horde of Skeletons. So we're going to have Manhate and Fear Tongue doing Horde of Skeletons, Kintoshi doing Horde of Skeletons, Akasada doing Horde of Skeletons, and then we've actually got a couple of individuals here that are going to be attack rear, trying to snipe Ether Lords. So, because if we get an Ether Lord snipe, or two Ether Lord snipes specifically, right, then all of the Ether Lords fall. I think that this is... It has a chance of working, right? But it is not, it's the philosophy of in a lot of these types of situations in games like this, you should not choose a move that does not have a high chance of success unless the reward for the move is so great that it offsets the risk that you are taking. This is kind of on the cusp of that, but I don't really think so. So here's the situation. This I do not think has a guaranteed chance of winning. If that Ether Lord army runs into us, this is not a guaranteed chance of winning. If we were padding this out a little bit, if we had if we pumped the province defense, did a little PD trap there, a better chance. If we brought in death gems to do a rigor mortis type situation, we'd have a better chance. I think rigor mortis works against the Ether Lord. if we brought in a like some like a fairy queen or something like that to help put some buffs up, that type of situation, I think maybe we would have a better chance, etc. There are ways that we could maximize the chance that we are taking here. But I don't want to throw in all those commitments when there's no guarantee that we're actually going to fight with the Ether Lords. But what we have thrown in here, if we lose every single one of these, we are losing a lot, right? Like, if we lose every single one of these, we're losing 1, 2, 3, 4 Diones, 8 turns of cap-only recruitment, a crazy amount of money, nearly 2k, which is crazy for us, a shit ton of gear, a lot of, the liches themselves are a crap ton of gems. This would be very expensive to lose. Would it break the back of our power? No, absolutely not. Not against Urmor necessarily, but it would really, really hurt for the long term of our game, right? So this isn't something that we want to lose, but if it does run into the Ether Warriors, I do think it has a chance of working, and while we don't want to lose anything here, I don't think Urmor can afford to really lose anything there, right? I think the Ether Warriors might be one of the last things that Urmor really has to do anything with. But that being said, I don't know. Again, I also don't think Urmor is really playing to their potential. I think they're kind of just letting things go on autopilot or something. So this is a very high risk, potentially low reward move. I say high risk, low reward. High risk, medium reward. Because if this does work and we do bump and we do kill the majority of the Ether Warriors and we don't lose a bunch of our own shit, then I do think it's going to be very easy to break the rest of Urmor. But it also, I don't think, going to be incredibly hard to break the rest of Urmor, period, because I just don't think Urmor is really fighting back that much. So, this is the big kind of like randomly dumb decision here this turn. I honestly should be like cloud trapezing stuff in to assist, or like doing something to like hurt, like flames from the sky or something like that, to like mess with these guys. Like, I should be committing more to this. I kind of feel almost chameleon-esque, but it's just an excuse, right? Like, it's the scenario of like, I tend to play in such a manner where I match commitment. So when people are going real crazy against me, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta do absolutely everything I can think of, pull out all the stops, blah 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 blah. But when people are going relatively low commitments, I also go relatively low commitment. So this has been kind of a relatively low commitment war, and it shows, because I am not. Well, I've been winning, right? But I'm not. I'm leaving myself open in a lot of particular situations, like this particular attack. The marching around with these 4 and potentially risking bumps with the Ether Warriors this whole time, right? Like, it is just asking to get got, right? It's just asking to get got. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's enough talking about that. Let's move on to stuff that is actually happening. We're putting a temple up in Jabero this turn. And that is just part of the process of controlling our dominion in this area. We've not been doing a very good job of that. We are starting to push better now that we have claimed this throne. Oh, we haven't claimed this throne. I lie. Right? We haven't claimed that throne, correct? Yeah, we have not claimed this throne because it's the throne of misfortune, and I don't want to deal with misfortune. We actually have luck, so I kind of want to continue to have luck. Haven't really talked about that, sorry. But yeah, anyways, so we're putting up a temple, gonna try to get our Dominion pushed a little bit more. We've got a little bit of recruitment. We've got 3 Onishugo and 1 Lizard Shaman, as far as recruitment goes. And that's primarily because, we're just trying to pad things out. This is not a Dione turn. Lizard Shamans continuing to be produced in Cormark, and Onishugo around and about because they're better battle mages. Simple, easy peasy. Next up, we have rituals. 1 augury, 2 Apsu. Let's try this again. 1 augury, 2 aspects, 2 voice of Absu, 1 gnome lore, 1 harvespecs, 9 corpse construction, and 3 manifestations. So nothing big this turn. This is a very bland turn as far as things go. And that's primarily because I'm trying to get Urmor out. I keep really hoping that I'm gonna snipe his Arcane Nexus or Stellar Focus caster, but that has not been happening, right? With the attacks, the manifestations on Urmor. I keep hoping that that's gonna happen, but it's not. We are trying to save up fire gems for End of Culture. We want a big cast there. I'm actually kind of trying to save death gems here or there for Well of Misery, right? Because if Helheim drops Well of Misery in the near future, it would be really nice for us to pick that up. Well of Misery would be an amazing pickup for us. And then everything else, we're kind of just balancing our books as far as things go there. Next up, we've got some forging. 1 Firebrand, 1 Dragon Helmet, 1 Armor of Knights, 1 Scutata Volturnus, and 1 Ring of Regeneration. So that is legitimately just, we're making some more gear sets. Easy peasy. So, filling out some of these situations that we have, and going from there. This is kind of a bit of a stale turn. We're moving into position on some of the rest of Urmor, and there haven't been any big updates on the wars between Ubar, Helheim, Lanka. So that is what it is. And yeah, we're looking forward to more stuff coming at you in the near future. Thanks for watching. We'll see you. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.